When you look at that, when you look at the matchup with the Patriots, what do you think some of the keys are? What do the Browns need to do? This is a game they obviously need. The difference between 6-4 and 5-5, it's a lot more than that one game. It's a swing game, if you will.
Yeah, I think so much of it depends on who actually plays, but the bottom line is they need some playmakers out there, whether it's Dearness Johnson, whether it's Nick Chubb. They're going to need guys to make some of those big chunk plays. We saw Baker Mayfield look downfield for some of those vertical plays a little bit more last week. That's also something they're going to need on the offensive side. The defense, I think, just needs to do some of those things I was just talking about. They need to do what they do well. They need to carry some of that momentum over from Cincinnati, be strong in the secondary, obviously, and not let Mac Jones beat you, and let their front seven do what they do in terms of that defending that run game. So overall, I think they really just need to carry over a lot of what they did against Cincinnati and prove that wasn't a mirage, that they've made tangible steps as a team and really made some improvements, especially since that Steelers game a couple weeks ago.
The other guy that really has started to play very well in addition to Denzel Ward, John Johnson III, it seems like, and I don't want to be critical of Joe Woods, it seems like he's using him a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage and in situations that he can be more effective and make more of an impact in, at least the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think this was kind of always what they envisioned when they signed him, right? That aggressiveness and being able to force turnovers. And we saw that against the Bengals. And truthfully, I think some of the defensive issues earlier in the year had a lot to do with injuries. And for once, they're mostly healthy. Again, JOK notwithstanding. But I really think he's just finally in a groove with the guys he's playing with, and he's able to be aggressive and know the finer points of their defensive scheme. And he's able to go out there and make some of those plays happen like he did with that interception and forcing that fumble last week.
Do you think they come away with a win? I mean, I won't ask you necessarily for a score, but it's one the Browns really need, much like last week. Do you think they find a way to win this on the road against a very good Patriots team?
I do, and I'll give you a score actually, because we just recorded our picks episode of our Orange and Brown podcast earlier this afternoon. And I believe I said Browns 23-17. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. These are two very defensive oriented teams right now. The Browns I think are better than the Patriots in just about every category statistically, but the Patriots still in the top half of the league there, and they're going to need a strong defensive performance if they are going to beat the Browns. So I do think the Browns are going to come away with a win. I think they have enough momentum after last week. And even if guys aren't, able to play because of that COVID-19 list, if they're not activated in time, I do think that this team, no matter what, is at its best when its back is against the wall. And they are viewed as underdogs going into this, I think, regardless. So that can only be good for them in a lot of ways, I think.
I agree with you. I think they win a fairly low-scoring game, and it's going to be a close game. And it's going to be one that, is going to have some moments where you kind of go, but I think the Browns end up coming out with it.